It was very difficult, I think, for the Prime Minister. She looked very uncomfortable. It was a very brief press conference. And it was very difficult for her really to explain and answer the questions about why she'd sacked the Chancellor, who she stressed was a friend and accepted that he was implementing her policies, if you like, without saying why she was not reconsidering her own position. I think that's was always the risk of whether the U-turn would be big enough to be reassuring that we were now really, really getting to grips with the UK fiscal regime. I thought there was a very good case for her effectively cancelling almost all of the mini budget and saying that they would go back and have a look again and redo their financial plans and produce a sort of full-blown statement as a budget later this month or next month. But she didn't go that far. So lots now depend on whether people believe there are credible spending cuts to come. And I think most people looking at the pressure on public expenditure don't really think that there are. I think they could and should have done things much differently. I think they shouldn't have made their contempt for economic institutions quite so clear. I think they could have listened to advice. And I think one of the things that they got very wrong was, and I think Liz Truss, in a sense, and John Wedgwood just now has been acknowledging that to announce one part of the package, the tax cuts, without really concrete plans for what they might do in terms of realistic things that could affect economic performance, and without the spending side of the equation, all, if you like, unaudited by the Office for Budget Responsibility, it was a very severe set of really unforced errors. Whether or not she remains Prime Minister, her whole agenda now, her ability to pursue her sort of political project, if you like, is really out of her hands. It's in the hands, as you said earlier, of both those twin constraints, if you like, her party, what they'll accept, what they'll put through. It only takes 30 or so of them to vote with Labour for her plans to be stymied. And the Conservative Party is incredibly split and factionalized at the moment, and in the hands of the market, who are sitting like a sort of Damocles over her premiership while it lasts.